In the golden silence of Danish tradition and royal grandeur, a new storm brews behind the closed gates of Amalienborg Palace. It is not the kind of tempest that rattles windows or howls through Copenhagen's skies, but the sort that simmers in whispers, in sideways glances, in carefully curated public smiles. At the heart of this storm stands a monarch born not just into history, but into an expectation, the newly crowned King Frederik X of Denmark. Yet the figure casting the longest shadow over his early reign is none other than his mother, Queen Margrethe II, a woman whose abdication shocked the world but whose influence appears anything but retired. While the world rejoiced at Frederik's ascension, interpreting it as a seamless generational transition, those who observe the Danish royal family closely understand that things are far more complicated than they appear. Despite the elegance of the crown transfer, the emotional threads between mother and son remain taut, stretched by years of silent disagreements, conflicting ideals, and a shared weight of monarchy itself. A new report now reveals that Queen Margrethe is watching her son's every move, not with pride or joy, but with caution, concern, and deep-seated wariness. This is not simply a story of succession. It is the unfolding of a modern monarchy caught between duty and emotion, tradition and evolution, legacy and reform. Queen Margrethe ruled Denmark with formidable grace for over 5 decades. A woman of steel beneath lace and brocade, she commanded respect in ways that rarely invited public scrutiny. Her authority was not simply inherited, it was built, decade after decade, through an unflinching commitment to the Danish people and the monarchy's ancient codes. So when she voluntarily stepped aside for her son, a move almost without precedent in modern Danish history, many assumed it was done with total confidence in his ability to lead. But as this latest revelation shows, Queen Margrethe's heart tells a more complex story. The report suggests that Margrethe is deeply skeptical of King Frederik's latest efforts to bridge royal tensions, particularly those festering in the family's innermost circles. One can only imagine the difficult conversations behind the palace walls, the tightrope Frederik must walk as both son and sovereign. At issue are not only state matters but long-standing personal wounds. His attempts to heal them, according to insiders, are viewed by Margrethe as too bold, too quick, perhaps even too naive. This tension underscores a fundamental difference in leadership styles. Where Margrethe relied on stoicism and unbreakable protocol, Frederik leans into emotional transparency and modern diplomacy. The root of Queen Margrethe's wariness may stem from her doubts about the readiness of Frederik's heart, not just his crown. Though Denmark loves its king, the path to winning his mother's full confidence appears far more winding. Those close to the palace hint at past disappointments, the way Frederik occasionally challenged his mother's traditions, his quieter rebellion against the rigid roles imposed on him, and the soft, almost reluctant nature with which he embraced royal duty in his youth. These echoes now return with a vengeance as he steps into his full power, trying to reshape royal relationships in ways Margrethe never dared. Nowhere is this delicate struggle more visible than in Frederik's renewed outreach to his younger brother, Prince Joachim. Once cast aside in the great royal reshuffling, his children stripped of their princely titles by Margrethe herself, Joachim's hurt ran deep, his relocation to Paris symbolic of more than just diplomacy. It was an exile wrapped in protocol. For Frederik, reconciling with Joachim is both a brotherly and royal imperative. But to Queen Margrethe, who made that painful decision in what she believed was the best interest of the crown, such efforts may feel like a quiet reversal of her legacy. This isn't just family drama, it's a battle over what the monarchy will be in the coming decades. The Danish royal house has always balanced progress with heritage, warmth with discretion. King Frederik, ever the empathetic reformer, now wishes to redefine that balance, and not everyone inside the palace walls is cheering him on. His mother's caution is not without weight. She fears that by rushing to smooth over tensions, her son risks weakening the very institution he now leads. Yet King Frederik's approach is not without merit. In an age where monarchy is under constant global scrutiny, he understands the power of authenticity. His marriage to Queen Mary, an Australian commoner turned global icon, proves his belief in emotional connection over cold ceremonial distance. Together, they have carved a modern royal image, warm, human, accessible. But it is precisely this emotional openness that leaves him vulnerable to criticism, especially from a mother whose reign was built on restraint. Observers note that Queen Margrethe, even in retirement, remains a towering presence. She continues to attend key events, her sharp eyes missing nothing. Her influence is felt in the way traditions are preserved, in how decisions are still quietly run past her. To say that she has relinquished control would be misleading. What she has given up in crown, she retains in gravitas. Every step King Frederik takes toward reform is thus weighed against a maternal legacy that looms larger than any royal portrait. Royal insiders suggest that the Queen Emerita's caution also stems from public perception. While Frederik enjoys considerable popularity, the Danish people still hold deep affection for Margrethe. Any move perceived as undermining her past decisions, even with noble intentions, risks polarizing the royalist base. It is a delicate dance Frederik must perform, honoring his mother's legacy while staking his own ground, redefining the monarchy without fracturing its foundation. Perhaps most poignant is the emotional distance that sometimes appears between the two. While their public appearances remain cordial, they lack the visible warmth seen in other royal families. Photographs of Margrethe and Frederik often show polite interaction, but not the kind of affectionate bond that one might expect from a mother and son navigating this historic moment together. This absence speaks volumes. It is as if both are trying to protect something, Margrethe her legacy, Frederik his vision, without colliding too harshly in the process. But time is not on their side. The longer this caution persists, the more it risks calcifying into mistrust. For the monarchy to truly evolve, it requires unity, not only between sovereign and people but within its own ranks. Queen Margrethe's hesitations, while rooted in love and wisdom, may need to give way to a new understanding. And King Frederik, for all his emotional intelligence, must prove that his path forward is not just bold, but sustainable. Public reaction to this revelation has been mixed. Some see Margrethe's caution as wise, a stabilizing force in an era of change. Others interpret it as an inability to let go, a sign that the former queen struggles to accept that her son's monarchy will not mirror her own. Social media has erupted in debate, with Danes expressing both sympathy for Margrethe's concerns and admiration for Frederik's courage. What's clear is that this is no ordinary royal story. It is a deeply human tale wrapped in ermine and velvet, one of generational contrast and emotional complexity. It reminds us that even monarchs, those who wear crowns and wave from balconies, grapple with the same invisible strings that tie every family together: love, loyalty, disagreement, and the unspoken hope for understanding. In the quiet halls of the Danish palace, where history whispers through every tapestry and oil painting, Queen Margrethe watches. She watches her son lead, stumble, and rise again. She watches with the eyes of a monarch who knows the cost of every decision. And above all, she watches with the heart of a mother, one who gave Denmark her very best, and now wonders what her son will leave behind. The question remains: can Frederik earn her trust, not just as a son but as a king? Can he blend emotional intelligence with royal stability in ways that push the monarchy forward without breaking the foundations it stands upon? And most importantly, will the Queen Emerita ever let go completely, allowing her son's reign to truly shine in its own light? As the Danish people look on, so too does the world, watching this royal transformation unfold in real time, every gesture, every speech, every moment between mother and son captured in the lens of history. Their bond, their tension, and their hope now define the soul of Denmark's monarchy. So as we delve into this captivating chapter of royal transition, we leave you with one final question: will Queen Margrethe's caution protect the crown, or prevent the future from fully taking root? Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more emotional and breaking royal stories straight from inside palace walls.